It's been more than a month since the super typhoon U2 hit the U.S. Commonwealth of the Mariana Islands. One American Red Cross worker says it's been amazing to watch the people help each other after the disaster. With winds of more than 180 miles per hour, U2 hit the North Mariana Islands on October 25th. About 50,000 people have been affected. An American Red Cross worker from Montana has been on the islands and says some of the roads are back, and she's amazed by the perseverance and strength of the people she's helping.
The people of Saipan are phenomenal. They've got such resiliency, and the generosity of spirit and volunteerism that has been seen here on the island is inspiring. It's really amazing to watch the resiliency and just the spirit of family that Saipan and Tinian have. There's a lot of pride in being citizens and being a part of the U.S. It's been really, really fabulous to be able to come and be a part of the response.
Super Typhoon U2 is the strongest storm in 2018 and the strongest ever to hit the U.S. and its territories. It's the holiday season, and one Billings Motorcycle Club leads the way for collecting toys for children because they believe every kid deserves a toy for Christmas. More than 300 people rode their motorcycles today from downtown Billings to the Rimrock Mall for the 34th annual Road Dogs Toy Run. Motorcycles, cars, floats, and emergency responders participated in the annual run. The goal for the riders is to stack the toys as high as the tree. The toys all go to the Salvation Army, which gives the toys to families.
You know, bringing the biker community together and the support we get from the community to help bring the smiles to the local area children who otherwise might not have a Christmas.
There's nothing like 300, 400, 500 motorcycles all coming up together with a bunch of toys strapped in. That's really Christmas is about. It's thinking about other people and giving them something that they need. So that's the Christmas spirit.
The Salvation Army will give the toys to families on December 18th and 19th. An annual Billings Christmas tradition came to an end this afternoon at the Alberta Bear Theatre. The Messiah Festival, featuring music from German composer Handel's Messiah, written in 1741. The St. Vincent Healthcare Foundation has hosted the Messiah Festival for 25 years and decided this will be the grand finale. The concert is free and has been a benefit fundraiser for local charities. 25 years ago, the foundation had planned on a 5 to 10-year run and decided to end the festival this year with the upcoming renovations to the theater.
With the theater being dark next year, we felt like it was a great time to go out. Wanted to go out on top while the theater was still full of an audience and the stage was still full with singers. So we wanted to end on a high note, and with it being our 25th anniversary, we felt that it is very fitting that this would be our last year.
The Messiah Festival has raised money for the Meadowlark House, which provides housing for cancer patients and their families. Many dog owners in the Gallatin Valley might be hearing their beloved pets cough in the past month due to a high number of reports of kennel cough. MTN's Madaris Babb talked with a local vet to find out how dogs are getting the disease and what pet owners can do to prevent it.
In the past month, Sue Geske says that the Double Diamond Vets Hospital has seen 20 to 30 dogs with kennel cough. She says common signs of the respiratory disease is a cough, a runny nose, or a slight fever.
Most of them, it's a pretty minor condition, but it's annoying, so because they're coughing, but it is minor, it's not a fatal thing.
Geske believes the reason for the uptick in kennel cough reports is a result of the disease being highly contagious.
Most dogs are going with their owners to dog parks. They are doing nose-to-nose interactions, mouth-to-mouth. They're coughing on each other, or they're playing with each other, and they are transmitting, in many cases, a bacterium or even a virus that might be the cause of coughing.
Geske says if the coughing gets to the point where the dog is puking, a vet should be contacted, but typically dogs will be able to recover by lots of rest. She advises owners to try and stay away from dog parks while their dog is sick.
And so it's hard to completely isolate your own dog, but at least in the active coughing period, it's nice to not pass it on to your friends' dogs. And so that would be what I would suggest.
Geske says to prevent your dog from getting the disease, it would be a good idea to stay away from dog parks and instead go for a walk. In Bozeman, Medeiros Babb, MTN News.
Medeiros says there are kennel cough vaccines offered for dogs at the vet. 75 years ago this week, a specialized group of soldiers that trained in Helena faced their first major battle of World War II. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian looks at how the battle built a legacy for the 1st Special Service Force.
On December 2nd, 1943, hundreds of soldiers from the 1st Special Service Force spent hours waiting on a mountain in central Italy called Monte la Difensa. At the top, 300 feet up a cliff, was a German defense position.
The Germans didn't think that anybody could get enough men and equipment up those cliffs to sustain any kind of a battle.
But that night, the force made its way up the cliffs on ropes through extreme conditions.
It was raining and snowing and foggy, and they had to go up these cliffs absolutely silent because there were sentries up above.
After a fierce battle, they pushed the Germans off the summit. It was the first mission for a unique unit. The 1st Special Service Force was a top-secret group of American and Canadian soldiers created for specialized, dangerous missions. They spent 9 months at Fort Harrison undergoing intense training for winter warfare, night missions, and rugged conditions.
It had the terrain, and it had the weather, it had the topography, and the snow, and the cold, and the mountains.
At the Montana Military Museum at Fort Harrison, there is an extensive exhibit on the force, including a model of Monte la Difensa.
Fort Harrison, of course, is the founding home of the 1st Special Service Force. So what we've done is we've really chronicled their activities here and overseas.
La Difensa was the start of 6 brutal weeks of fighting through the Italian mountains. By January, the force had been reduced from 1,800 combat soldiers to fewer than 500. But they helped clear the way for the rest of the Allied forces to continue their advance through Italy.
After they came out of the mountains, everybody knew who the 1st Special Service Force was and what their capabilities were.
The soldiers trained in Montana created a legacy that has continued through the Special Forces to this day.
These men volunteering for what was considered a suicide mission and giving up their youth to basically liberate the world from oppression, and that still exists today.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Of the men who served in the 1st Special Service Force, about 40 came back to live in Montana after the war. Stay with us, more to come this evening here on Q2. This week's Money Watch talks about the charitable giving season being in full swing, which means it's time to watch out for scammers being in full swing too. And later in sports, the Cats put a cap on a wild 2018 season, and we look ahead with optimism. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Connor Pregitzer in the Weather Center.
Well, we're feeling the chill here across Montana today as some cooler seasonal temperatures settle in. I've got the lowdown on whether or not we can expect that over the course of this week, coming up in the full forecast a little later in the show.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker Weather with Connor Pregitzer, and Sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.